Hello, everybody. This is unexpected. Was not planning on going live by any means today, but there was quite the development today. Anything that involves I do that every time. Anything that involves Omarosa in Celebrity Big Brother US is automatically huge news. So this is spoilers. We're going to talk about who won HOH. Hello, Justice. Hello, Damien. I know, Damien. On the same thing. Hello, Super Tan. Audio is still messed up. Going to listen to it on my phone and text on my computer. Melissa says, oh, my God. Yeah. So this is a spoiler episode. So if you are only wanting to watch the shows and see how everything plays out on the CBS episodes for Big Brother Celebrity Big Brother, yeah. Please click off. I hate saying that, but make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe if this is your first time popping in. But yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna break this down. Diana's in here, Barry's in here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. So let's unpack some things that happened. I just got home like an hour ago. I was just scrolling through the Twitters, and I was like, and we're talking, and all of a sudden I just see conversations that are happening, and it was talking all about how Omarosa is not in the house, and like what happens if Omarosa doesn't come back. And I'm like, hold on, back up, we got to see what's going on. As of 8 minutes ago, Omarosa is back in the house. I will tell you that. I'll start with that. This is good. This is really good news that she's back in the house, because I had conspiracy theories about this situation. Okay. So, Justice says, Robert says, what up, Brady and Charles? Charlie is not with us. Also, yes, I did indeed shave the beard off. It was getting a little weird. In fact, I'm gonna drop myself a little bit here. So, like I said, let's unpack some stuff. Okay. So, in what we think was the bowling ball competition, which if you've been watching Big Brother, you know this. It's basically being spun around. You're spun around and you throw a bowling ball or whatever. That's what I have heard, but that is not confirmed. But during a competition at some point, it was probably person against person, like one-on-one. Superintendent said, so did Marissa hurt Omarosa? Yes, that has been confirmed that Marissa had something to do with this, but I don't know if it was intentional, and my guess is no. So during a competition, it sounded like it was one of those 1v1 competitions. So like, let's say it was the bowling ball competition, like Marissa and Omarosa were going against each other during this one round, and something happened during that round. And Marissa either made contact with Omarosa or accidentally hit her with something or whatever. But Omarosa, during a competition, was hurt and sent to the hospital, and she was out for, let's see, she just got back in the house, and it looks like Omarosa, she was in there for like 10 hours, possibly longer. So pretty crazy. Actually, let me see. So the first tweet that I can find about her not coming back in is, okay, so Omarosa 20 hours ago, so that's I'm not sure Big Brother time, but it's almost 8 o'clock now. So we're talking midnight. We're talking midnight our time, East Coast time. So it'd be, a little before. So maybe it was yesterday's comp, a comp happening last night. Omarosa was still in the house. Marissa to Ross at 3:20 a.m. quoted, "This is hilarious that you and I knocked out those people. Omarosa had everything to lose. I put her in the hospital. She's going to be okay." So she said, Omarosa had everything to lose. I didn't. I put her in the hospital. So Marissa, it seems like she has been bragging a little bit. Once again, I've been gone all day. I had a rehearsal 10 to 4. I had to go get a bunch of stuff, got new pillows. But yeah, so it looks like Mark said, I hope Omarosa can come back. James said, I hope we'll hear from Omarosa soon. This was 7 hours ago. Mark, did you hear that Ross said he got information saying not to worry? She's okay. And Metta said, not worth coming back to this shit. Sorry. F that. Take care of yourself. Okay. So this is very, very, very interesting. So Justice said, put her in the hospital. Yeah. So Omarosa was gone for, let's see, 20 minus 8. That would be 12 hours. She was in the hospital for about 12 hours, or at least out of the house for about 12 hours. So 3 a.m. Big Brother time. I don't know what they're doing a competition at 3 a.m., but this did not happen on feeds. So this is something that is very interesting to me. Okay. Super 10 says, no, she's going to get the Christmas treatment and be carried to the final 3 now. Maybe. But let's talk about something, okay? So Omarosa has definitely been making the most headlines out of Big Brother with all of the stuff about Donald Trump. Say what you want. As soon as I heard that someone left the house and wasn't back for quite some time, I figured it would be Omarosa. Now, we'll have to see how this plays out on the show. And this is simply just speculation. I don't have a source on this or anything. But is it possible that she was brought out so that they could have an extended talk with her, or maybe sign some sort of new agreement or whatever for the last little bit? Maybe she was actually injured, but then they kept her out for some other reason. Okay, that's the conspiracy. My fear was that someone within CBS didn't want to risk too much backlash from the government in relation to Omarosa, so they had to come up with a scheme to get her out of the house. Really wish that wasn't. Really wish that isn't the case, which it looks like it's not. So thank God she is back in the house. But it definitely, I don't know, it definitely looked bad. I'm looking right now. Omarosa looks like she's all right. I mean, she doesn't have any sort of bandage on. But yeah, so this is very, very crazy. So what do you guys think? So Jessica says exactly Justice, and Justice said, of course, it would be her. And Jessica said exactly. Very, very interesting that it would be her, right? Like, she is the polarizing character of the show. We've talked plenty about how many of these things are staged. We will have to see what happens. Obviously, let's say it was the bowling ball comp. This is what everyone's throwing out. I think it came from an Evil Dick tweet, so this is not 100% correct, and this probably isn't correct. But if it was the bowling ball comp and Marissa got dizzy and threw a bowling ball and hit Omarosa, let's say that did happen. I don't think Omarosa would be willing to take a bowling ball to the head in a comp just for TV ratings. Maybe. Melissa says they got that NDA signed. That's what I'm saying. It's just odd. What if they just told her to stop talking about politics? It's possible. It's possible that they took her out of the house and said, look, these things need to happen in order for you to stay in the house, or else we're going to face legal issues. And if she didn't agree to it, then she was going to be pulled out. It's possible. Justice said, I don't want anyone to get hurt either. I think we can all agree no one wants people to get hurt, right? No one is hoping that someone gets injured. Not even, the biggest villain of whatever season. Okay. I'm always hoping for, just a nice clean season, especially last year. There were injuries and like crazy stuff going on all the time. People leaving, and Christmas got hurt. And that first 2 weeks was nuts. It is a crazy, crazy, crazy situation. This is a nuts start to the start of this season. It is really crazy. Justice says it really sucks when someone leaves or get hurt. Absolutely, guys. Make sure you weigh in the live chat about what you want to about your thoughts on it. I'll read it out as long as it's appropriate. I almost said school appropriate. There's my teacher speak. Melissa says it's suspicious. I agree. I 100% agree. I'm glad she's back in the house, to reiterate. I'm going to be watching the feeds. I won't be doing a bunch of breaking news things, but I will be tweeting out. And since this is a spoiler episode, I think we might as well talk about what's gone on. So once again, if you want to wait for Sunday to see what actually happens as far as gameplay, then I would say, maybe click away now. So Super 10 says, do you know who won HOH yet? Yes, I do, and I'm about to talk about that. So if you guys want to click off, 100% understand. Thank you guys for joining us for this portion. I'm about to fill you in on what happened and what you're going to see on Sunday. Okay, so what happened was the HOH comp happened, and I think probably the most interesting thing that could have happened, and Ross won the HOH. So Ross, the one who has been playing both sides of the house, won HOH and now has to pick a side. Now I don't think it's going to be as controversial as it would have been, because the whole house was against Omarosa and Keisha. But with Omarosa leaving and him having to put up nominations now, it looks like Ross is planning to nominate Omarosa and Keisha, with no backdoor plan or anything. He just said one of them has to leave and probably use Metta as a pawn. But Metta volunteered today to go up as a pawn if need be, because they weren't sure if Omarosa was going to be back. So it looks like that's probably what it will be, is Omarosa and Keisha. And if one of them win the POV, then Metta will be put up in their place. Just said no spoiling me. Hit me with it. Super 10 says Ross HOH will be interesting. It will definitely be interesting. As a person who loves Ross, I'm hoping that this doesn't make him draw too many lines, that hopefully the rest of the house is behind him. He can get out either Omarosa or Keisha. I think Omarosa being injured earlier in the week might be an easy way for them to get her out. But who knows? Melissa said, go Ross. Things will hopefully get interesting. Agreed. Barry says, rather James than Ross, but I think Ross will take Shannon and James in as an alliance. I agree. I think those three are going to work together. Robert says, do you think Shannon is playing too hard? No, I don't think so, because playing hard for comps and playing hard for making a bunch of alliances is different. I think Shannon is making the right moves, and she's not being overly aggressive. She's still acting, human with her choices, but maybe she might want to lay off on the comps a little bit. But I don't see anything wrong with proving that you're a strong player right now, as long as you can be in good with people that are in power, right? If she was pissing a bunch of people off and became a huge target to put up on the block, then it would be playing too hard. Jessica says, if they want Omarosa to stop running her mouth, production would have to stop giving them unlimited alcohol, and I really doubt that's going to happen. Yeah, especially with Brandy in the house. She'd throw a fit if they didn't have unlimited alcohol, right? Shout out to Firehouse subs. Great subs. Melanie says, does Metta still want to go home? It seems like he does. It seems like he's not enjoying himself, but he's definitely going to stick it out. I don't think he's in danger of self-evicting. I don't think we're in danger of seeing him go home from that. But it's kind of like that. He wouldn't mind going home. Will Omarosa be able to play in the veto comp? That I'm not sure, Super Tan. It depends, because if let's say it's like one of those Survivor style competitions where Marissa and Omarosa were going against each other and hitting each other off like the blockade thing, like the little blow up things, then it's possible if it was a blow to the head, like some people think it is, then I mean, you look at the NFL with concussion protocol. Big Brother doesn't want to mess around with that. Omarosa, if she has a concussion and it's over a grade 1, I think keeping her out would be a smart idea. Justice says, unlimited alcohol. When has that ever happened? It's been quite a long time. Actually, I don't think it's ever happened with unlimited alcohol. In earlier seasons of Big Brother, they'd give them alcohol once a week, and it would be unlimited. They could drink as much as they want. They'd basically have a drunk night. It was kind of fun. Super 10 says, I hope they keep Metta because he's comedy gold. Agreed. If you guys didn't see the clip of Metta saying that he voted for Chuck to stay during the live eviction, it is gold. He's like, I voted for Chuck to stay. And they're like, what did you say? He's like, he said, I voted for Chuck to stay. They're like, no, as soon as you say I vote Chuck, that means you're voting to get rid of him. He's like, oh my God, what? It's just fantastic. I don't think Metta's that stupid. I think Metta knows that he voted for Chuck to leave, but who knows? Melissa said they have a bar in the house. Yeah, exactly. Think about the side room next to the bathroom. It was like the commando room one year. It's been all sorts of different rooms, but it's a bar. Just said, well, it's crazy. Melissa said, love Metta. He should stay. Agreed. I love Metta. I think he's good television. I absolutely think that he should stay. But man, what a crazy day. I'm going to go through. I'll read some tweets. This is from at BB_updates. They're a great Twitter follow. Okay, so I'm going to read some of their tweets. They're always posting stuff, but if you don't want spoilers, obviously do not subscribe to them because they're always tweeting out conversations and stuff. Their last tweet is Omarosa being back in the house. And just a picture of her showing her in the house. So let's bump to 4 hours ago. Mark said to Ross, I can tell they, meaning James and Shannon, are getting closer, and they're both very smart. I can fish a little and see what he's thinking. So since we already saw that Ross, James, and Shannon are already working together, that might paint a little bit of target on Mark. If Ross goes back to them and says, you know, Mark knows that James and Shannon are working together, then it's interesting. So Ross says to Shannon, we're 7 strong. We can do this, then figure out, and then we fight hard. We're in a better place. I think it's a stronger alliance all around. So cutting out Omarosa and Keisha, Shannon was just having second thoughts. You know, Shannon's just too nice. She just doesn't want to make anyone angry, but yeah. Shannon says to Ross, I never gave Omarosa information from us, but I was giving you guys information from her. In my heart, she was not including me. So once again, more justification as to why they kind of kicked Omarosa and Keisha to the curb in their alliance. Marissa said, we know that James and Shannon are not putting you up. Ross said, do we? Marissa said, yes, I do. Ross said, just like we knew that Shannon and Omarosa didn't have a final 2 deal, she looked me in the eye and said, I have no final 2s. So it looks like Ross might be having second thoughts on Shannon, or that's just what he's feeding to Marissa, hoping that Marissa doesn't know that him and Shannon are together. Going back to chat real quick. Are you still trying to get on for BB20? Absolutely. When they had the casting calls in Florida, I am going to make the effort this year. I'm going to the live casting calls. I promise you. I'll probably make a little video talking about my experience when I go there, okay? But that is my plan. BB20 better be cast right so I can watch the whole season. Once Barry says, Brady, you going to sign up for Big Brother? Absolutely. Hello, Kat. Did Brandy bring any clothes? She wears a robe day and night. That's her gimmick. It's like wrestling, guys. All these guys got gimmicks, and Brandy's thing is she's an alcoholic that just kind of is there. I wasn't sure about this season at first, but it's actually shaping up to be really good, says Super Tan. And Justice says, when Omarosa is gone, I will start watching. So, I mean, Omarosa, definitely polarizing figure. You're going to love or hate her. She's very similar to, you know, all the characters that everyone thinks about Big Brother. You think about Paul and Rachel and Dan. People just, you know, they're one way or the other. Justice says that would be sweet if you made it, Brady. Hey, I think I'd do really well. You know, I'm not like super cocky guy, but I think I would do really, really well in Big Brother. I'd sing to people. I'd make some good food. I make a nice cake. It's called That Cake. If you guys are ever in Orlando, Florida, you know, stop by. I'll make you some cake. I cook a nice steak on the grill. Jessica says production wants to keep Omarosa, so she won't be going anywhere anytime soon, in my opinion. So there are always a lot of people every year that talk about things being rigged. It's possible. We haven't really been told if production sweetens things up or not. You know that they sweeten things up in the production of the show. So these conversations, you'll see a lot of times conversations will obviously be painting one person as the good guy and one person as the bad guy on TV, when in reality, the feeds kind of show the real story, and it's just kind of a normal conversation or whatever it is. Um, Barry says, take a cooking class. Good idea. Hey, I did live with a chef for a couple months. So Melissa says, I hope after last season production learned their lesson. Yeah. Justice says, unfortunately, Jessica, that's true in relation to production wanting to keep Omarosa. So you can have your theories. I won't really side one way or the other. Do I think they sweeten things up, though? Yeah, definitely. I mean, but that's their job. They're trying to make an entertaining TV show. Could we really blame production if they staged a couple wins so that Omarosa would stay over Metta? Do we really think that that would be a bad idea if you were production? You know what I'm saying? So just like last year, I mean, Josh, he was entertaining. What can you say? Super 10 says Omarosa got safety week 1. Keisha got to replace HOH, and both are in the BGM thing. Kind of suspicious. I don't think we can say that CBS is trying to push the agenda of letting black people go far in the show, because they generally only put one black person on the show every year, which is BS in my opinion. Okay, so I don't think that we can say that they're trying to push like a black agenda at all. I think they just happened that we got 2 strong black females this year, and they both painted targets for themselves early on, and that's just how it was. I would have loved to see them go far. Honestly, I would have rather had like Omarosa and Keisha and like Ross and Shannon Final Four and have them duking it out against each other, and they know that they're a pair. I would love that. I think that would be fantastic. What do you think about the black? What did you think about the black race card? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but there are plenty of situations where it fits. I'm not going to get too into it. So, yeah. Has a black person ever won? Yeah, I think. Let me look it up. Big Brother U.S. winners. See, Charlie's the guy. Right? He's all about the history. All right. Nope. No. That's kind of crazy, actually, now that I think about it, a black person never won. But when you think about it, there's usually only 1, maybe 2 people of color in the entire season of 16. 16 house guests. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. Where's the chubby guy with the red hair? He's cute. Chubby guy with the red hair? Charlie? Yeah, he's not here today. He doesn't have red hair, though. But who knows? Maybe you must be thinking of him, man. I'm a chubby guy, but I got black hair. I think TMZ reported she gets more money for how long she stays, plus a talk show after BB. Oh, she's going to be even bigger than she was before. Soft Caramel 53 jab. I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to send it to Charlie. That'll make his day. All right. Super 10 says they should cast like a lot more black people for BB20, like maybe half the cast. That would be awesome. Or at least half of it should be non-white people. It's literally, let's be honest, man. And I'll get some backlash for this, but generally Big Brother is just like they fit all of your stereotypes, and most of it is your Jersey Shore style white people. It's your beautiful girl models that don't think for themselves, and it's your jacked up meathead guys that are easily manipulated, and they put one really smart nerdy guy that will manipulate everyone, and they put one token chubby guy like me in there, and then they put like one black person, one Asian person. They're like, oh, there we go. We got our bases covered. Nah, man, just put the 16 best people possible for the show. The 16 most entertaining people. Definitely 8 men, 8 women, but that's exactly how it should be, in my opinion. And maybe this is me, I'm a school teacher, and I'm teaching, it's Black History Month right now. And so we were talking about Langston Hughes and his impact and stuff like that. And so it's 2018. Can we agree it's 2018? There's really no need to think like the fact that it's obvious that CBS is like, oh, well, we got to make sure that we put in our one this or our one that. It's like whatever. So I'm glad I see a lot of I'm glad I see a lot of people agreeing with me in chat. It's good. We're progressive, man. There's a nice chat. Can I just say, I hopped in another podcast chat the other night, and everyone was like yelling at each other. Everyone was at each other's throats and stuff, and our chat's so positive. We might have a couple disagreements, but you know what? We can move past it. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys that are in chat, man. We're like a little family. We are a family, okay? Just says, totally agree with you on that, Brady. I wish I could do this podcast with you guys. We've definitely had guests on here. If Melissa's still in here, yeah, Melissa's still in here. Melissa's been in here before. We've had plenty of people. Hit us up on Twitter, man. DMs are open. At Visoki Tweets. I'll post it in there. At Visoki Tweets. Yeah, man. Super Ted says they don't put many black people in to not offend people, but by doing that, they offend a lot of people. Exactly. Robert says, Brady, what would be your game plan if you made it to BB20? Hope you make it. My game plan, just night one would be lay low, and it wouldn't be like all the time. I wouldn't be floating the entire time. I'd be making little moves, and just like how I said, Ross has been doing a good job of positioning himself right behind Shannon. That's always what you want to do. And I feel like my instincts are good, I would put myself right behind a strong player, latch myself onto them, and then as soon as I saw that they were becoming too big of a threat, that they became the top threat in the house, then you have to find someone that's strong but not as strong as that person, latch onto them. And you just jump from person to person, latching on to stronger players. And then at the very end, I would use I think mental comps I would do very, very well. I think mental comps I'd do well. So I think if I make it to that final three, I have a pretty darn good shot of winning that, taking who I want. Definitely not afraid to cut out people. So yeah. Good talk, guys. Let's do this again sometime, shall we? But yeah. That's kind of it. I don't really have anything else to talk about. We've got an episode tomorrow night. I'm going to get fitted for a tux tomorrow. I'm groomsman in a wedding, as I told you guys before. BB20, I'll hit you guys up. Useless for this season. Barry says, Brady, what's the best? Is it the best to start off strong or act weak in comps? Melissa says, we are family. Agreed. Barry, I would say you want to start off middle of the road. Like, you don't want to be too strong. You don't want to be too weak. You want to seem useful to a potential alliance. So you don't have to be the person to start the alliance, because then that's how you become a leader of an alliance. I think you need to be that person that is seen as a strong asset for an alliance that can help them go a long way, but not strong enough to where you're too much of a threat. Remember, Brady, no singing in Big Brother. Hey, I can sing if I make songs up, and I do that all the time. I really hope you and Charlie start reviewing Survivor, because I love that show. We absolutely are going to start doing Survivor Super Tan. You guys will just have to remind me about like season starting, stuff like that, but I am going to watch it. I am absolutely going to watch it. The issue is I don't know how much I'll be able to watch live, because I do teach and, you know, stuff like that. But like it might be like day after. We might not do right after the episode. Who knows? But Charlie and I both plan on watching Survivor. It's been a while since I was into it, so I'm excited. Melissa said you want to blend in. Yep. Starts February 28th. I'm down. So that's in a couple weeks. Yeah, I'm excited. It's like right after Big Brother Celebrity Big Brother's done, right? But anyway, that'll do for this episode. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm glad Omarosa's back in the house, you know, bringing it full circle. Glad she's back in the house. I'm glad that it didn't end up being some kind of conspiracy. Still got to make news, but I'm glad she's all right. I look forward to keeping up with the updates, and yeah, I might see you guys tomorrow night after the show. Might be Monday after the show. I'm not sure, but stay awesome. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the bell so you know when we go live. Until next time, guys.